let's go over the 3 strengths, and this will we'll focus more on family medicine. Okay. All right. So the 3 strengths question. Okay, yeah, let me just sneak peek. Okay, so all right. Good question, and I know this is a very common question, and I do believe that my 3 strengths are cultural competency, collaborative approach, and long-term mindset. Just to go into this a little bit of detail, cultural competency is crucial in family medicine, where we treat patients from diverse backgrounds. I actually pride myself on my ability to connect with patients from various cultures and make them feel comfortable. And during my during my observership rotation, we were at an inner city clinic where I work with a large and diverse population of immigrant patients. And by learning about their cultural beliefs and adjusting my approach to care, I was able to build strong, trusting relationships. Although this was, of course, on the side, I did not want to interfere with the patient care otherwise. So collaboration, as we talked about, is another strength of mine. As family medicine often requires working with other healthcare professionals to provide holistic care, I do believe this has been a strength of mine as well. And I have been looking in the past to collaborate closely with dietitians and also with psychologists to ensure that patients receive comprehensive care that addresses both of their physical as well as their mental health needs. And this teamwork has led to significant improvements in my patients' well-beings that I do believe has been helpful. Lastly, I do believe that family medicine, and I do believe I have the strength of looking for long-term, looking with a long-term approach. And I am committed to building long-term, lasting relationships with my patients. Once in a family medicine elective, I had the opportunity to follow several patients over an extended period of time. And by managing their care over time, I was definitely able to help them navigate chronic conditions and life changes. This has been my ability that I believe that I was always looking forward to the next visit from my patient. And yeah, I believe these are my strengths. Cultural competency, a collaborative approach, and I do believe that my longing to treat patients longitudinally in a long-term care approach, I think this is definitely also one of my strengths. Thanks for asking this question. All right, so hopefully that was reasonable. But just to give you an idea, you don't have to memorize everything. You can go with an idea and you can talk about it and be, the more you rehearse, the more natural you will look to sound. So the idea is to try to get as natural as possible. Okay, somebody has a hand raised. Abdullah.
Yes, Dr. Umar, I have a question. I noticed that when you were talking, you had everything, you formulated everything the way you wanted to. But my question is, will the examiners or the people who are taking your interview, will they try to throw you off by cutting you off where they want, or whether they want to ask you a question?
I don't think so. I don't think many will cut you off. Yeah, I don't think they will cut you off. On typical questions, they probably won't cut you off. Yeah, I doubt they will cut you off.
Like maybe not even cut you off, doctor. Remember, maybe they just say like, you said something. Oh, I want to stop you right there, and I want to know more about that.
Well, I think that would be fair, because everything you say, you need to have you need to be able to support it and back it up.
Yeah.
Everything you say, you have to support yourself, and you have to be able to back it up. If you mention a particular incident, which you should always have some examples, then you should always back it up with some proof, or speak eloquently about it. If you have, and for that matter, any experience you put in your CV, and most of this is the experience that you're describing, basically it emanates from your CV in a way. So whatever you talk about, your background, anything, if they ask you a question, then yeah, it's probably honest. So you should be able to talk about it eloquently.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Stefan has a question.
Yeah, I mean, Dr. Khan, thanks so much. Those were great answers. My question was the timing, the time you spent to respond to those questions. Some of them were like up to 5 minutes. And I don't know if we have such leisure of time to spend in answering each question during the interview.
Right. Oh, they went 5 minutes? Okay. Oh, that's too long. I would say I would say that's too long. Yeah, I would say that's a little long. I actually went longer on the tell me about yourself. I think it's
Yeah.
okay for tell me about yourself to go longer. And then this question, 3 strengths, right? You know, it has 3 segments to it. So this ends up if they ask for just 1 strength, you know, that'll be shorter. If they ask for 3 strengths, it has to be a little longer.
Okay.
Okay. I think these 2 questions are reasonable to be a little longer.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I see your
Okay.
point. I definitely see your point. I think the first question, tell me about yourself. It's okay if it's interesting enough. It's okay to be a bit longer.
Okay.
And the 3 strengths and the 3, hopefully it's not 3 or 4 or 5, whatever. But if it is 3, then I think you can't. I mean, you have to explain yourself. You have to talk about it. So these do end up being longer.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks so much for that, because
Right.
I'm always under the impression that I have to round off everything within like 90 seconds, you know. Oh, sorry, 90 minutes, I mean to say. So, but again, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I think, yesterday you were in the session with the ethical questions, right? So those answers were all within 1 minute to 90 seconds because those were
correct.
straightforward. I mean, those were not multiple, you know, you're trying to concise your life into 90 seconds will be a little difficult. I'm okay with going a little longer. I believe it's okay if it's interesting enough, you can go a little longer.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, thank you.